Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Thursday, the 5th day of April, the 20th day of Nissan. And last reminders about some things that you need to know as you go into the last days of Yom Tov for Pesach. First of all, remember no Shechianu in your Kiddush on the last 2 days of Pesach. We only do that at Shmini Atzeres at the end of Sukkot, because Shmini Atzeres really isn't the end of Sukkot. It's a new holiday after Sukkot. This, on the other hand, is a continuation of Pesach. Also, we'll be saying half Hallel, as we've been doing throughout the middle of Pesach. We'll do that right through the end of Pesach. Okay, other things for you to know is that there's an Erev Tafshilin that's supposed to be done on Thursday. We've already explained that, but basically it's to permit cooking on Friday afternoon for Shabbos. Please make certain to consult whoever you know around you who can help you to prepare properly for your Erev Tafshilin. And now, a very important law that you're going to need to know as Pesach sadly comes to an end, and that is when Pesach comes to an end and you're very anxious to go out and buy yourself a donut or Cheerios or something from a store, so you have to be careful. Chametz she'avar alav Pesach is prohibited for your use. Now, let me explain what that means. That means that chametz that was owned by a Jew on Pesach was not sold. The rabbis prohibited it for you after Pesach. And therefore, if you wanted to go into a store right after Pesach and buy chametz, you'd have to know for certain that that chametz was owned by non-Jews. Non-Jews are allowed to own chametz. They only have 7 laws. They don't have any law that has anything to do with chametz. So if the store is owned by non-Jews, sure, you could go in there and buy chametz. And if the store was owned by Jews and they properly sold their chametz, then yeah, you can also go in there and buy the chametz and use it. However, if the store was owned by Jews and the Jews did not properly sell their chametz over Pesach, then you're not allowed to be using it. So, and by the way, you can't decide that the store is Jewish or non-Jewish just by looking at who's behind the counter. Those are just workers. It goes by who owns the store, and you're not going to know that just by looking at who's inside of that store. So the best thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to decide in advance and see, hey, I'm looking at this store. I don't know who the owner is. I'm going to have to check with the rabbinic authorities of my area to find out if this store is properly owned by Jews, and if their chametz was sold. Make this less complicated. Basically, in your city, you're going to have to check with the rabbis of your city before you go shopping in stores, just to make certain that the chametz there is permitted. Basically, if you've got a nice Jewish-owned Orthodox store that you're positive has sold all of its chametz over Pesach, that's where you're safest doing all of your shopping. Or if you're positive somehow that there's no Jewish ownership in one of the stores in your area, then then you could buy from there too. Bottom line, check with some good Orthodox local rabbis in your area to find out which stores are okay to buy right after Pesach. And then some of them, they'll tell you, that store, don't buy from it for the next month or 6 weeks. They're going to wait till the turnover clears out all the stuff that was inside of that store. Once all the stuff has cleared out, the chametz that was owned over Pesach, then it'll be safe to shop there. Do consult with the rabbi of your area. Sorry if I made that more complicated than necessary, but do check before you just go shopping in any store you want for any chametz you want. Have a very meaningful end to your Pesach. And and log on after Pesach for more laws. Bye-bye. Have a good Shabbos and a good Yontif. Other order. Good Yontif, good Shabbos. Bye-bye.